All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at Thursday. This is it. Okay, I've already posted the hours and everything, and I've made a few comments there as well. So be mindful because I'm expecting a bit of volatility around after the news. Okay, so let's take a look at the news today. As you know, we had a bunch of important news coming out Wednesday, Thursday, and we've got some coming out tomorrow. So today we're going to have this 3:30 news. Now this is going to be also, it's going to give us an opportunity to make a setup at 10 past 3. So from that 10 past 3, you can have a setup as well on this, just like yesterday, as you know, with the news as well. News was coming out at 3:30. Remember, we had 3:25 Astro hour, swing hour, and the market just boom goes all the way up nice and easy, and then comes back into 450. That's your 5 o'clock bar, doing the weekly pivot and then pushing back up again and then scaling down. So if we end up somewhere high, selling could be the way to go. All right, and that's how we want to take a look at it right now. This zone, okay, is, as you can see, a sweep, and it's currently looking stable. Important hours are going to be here. Now when the market is here, that's going to be your 9:30. You've got to be careful, because after this, if it starts to push down, just get out if you're a buyer. Okay, so if let's say the market is around here and you bought, right, and the market kind of like went up, you can stick with it, but make sure you keep your stop loss nice and tight, because this is a bit of a tricky aspect, and it's called a backstabber. All right, so you want to be careful with this one. All right, but from here to push up and retest the highs, I think is okay, or at least the weekly or whatever. And during the news, right, we might get a counter push down that might take us further. Remember, I talked about this line before. I said we should get to the goodbye kiss, and this was the level I talked about before. If you've taken financial astrology or technical analysis from me, you know what this is all about. So the market comes up nice and easy into the goodbye kiss. Remember, Wednesday also was a swing day, so the market makes a high, pulls back. Now we're selling off. So if the market goes back up again, we want to be sellers into Friday. Okay, now here, what do you have to look out for? You've got to look out for these lines here, obviously. Now this is what I drew manually, but let's get rid of it because that's not going to give us a price. So 38 is the price to go for, 2,281. Now this price may break because we've got breaking aspects happening today. Okay, so you've got to be careful, especially in the afternoon after the news. I'm expecting volatility. The market could be quite pushy, so don't stand in front of it trying to counter trend it, because if it goes, it's gonna, like, you know, go whatever the direction is, it should be going. All right, okay, and that's it. So on the weekly, as you can see, we're in the middle of nowhere really. Last week we did the goodbye kiss, this week we here. So if the market keeps pushing down, that 2,280 is on the daily and the weekly. So you're going to have to make sure you got heads up. Now if this breaks, okay, if this breaks 2,280, 81, if this breaks, then okay, then we've got room to go down, which is fine. Next week we can keep pushing for a sell if this setup doesn't change, and if it does change, it probably will change, but it'll keep pushing us down. Okay, so you can see this is already, let's do that. Okay, you see that's already kind of like telling us that's the weekly resistance that's happening. Okay, so if I could just make things a little bit easier with this indicator, yeah, there you go. All right, so we're like on the line here. So if we go back up again, I think selling is not a bad idea at all with gold. and the market from here may push up, or it may push up into here and so on. If it breaks down, this is probably gonna keep pushing down. All right, so looking for a setup is not a bad idea on this one. Like I said, be careful for the afternoon's volatility, because there is going to be volatility. Now with the euro dollar, remember Monday and Wednesday were the swing days, and I did say, if we have a Monday low and a Wednesday low, like going up is okay. As you know, we had a trade in here on Monday going up. We got stopped out with a profit, and then Wednesday was the second chance. Now Wednesday is also closing the gap. Look at that, we talked about that gap, closing the gap and coming down. So Wednesday being a swing day now can also make sure, this could also be like, if the market pushes up, it could also sell off. Let's just refresh the chart here and see how things are panning out. Okie dokie. All right, so that's that. And we add these targets, remember the weekly pivot and so on. So I can now get rid of these. And that was your swing hour there. Swing hour, as you can see, just slightly going up and just nailing it back down. Your 930 is here on the opening. It just starts to push down. So on the daily, okay, the market can just pop up a little bit and then sell off. 56 is something we can keep an eye out for, which is 1.0871. If it does decide to go up into an 0871, that's your sell cue, right? So 0870 zone here, if it does go up, it's an okay to sell off. All right, if we come up into the weekly as well, I don't think selling is a problem. I think at Astro hours we can look to sell off. Okay, so I don't mind doing that. After the news, we can have a contra move. So if we're like going up into the news and then falling down, is an option actually. So be mindful. It's going to be volatile, but I think it's a good day to trade if you get yourself on the right side of the trade. Let's take a look at SP 500. We're on the daily. We talked about this. I said it's a breakout. We got to go up at the Astro hours. If you went up, you should have been okay, guys, because this was like obvious. PST was breaking out. Weekly, we're above the PST breakout, so all you had to do was just follow it through, and if you just went up with it, you would have made a killing, no problemo. Okay, obviously you would not have sold this. Why? Because we're at a PST breakout. If the PST is at a breakout, you don't want to stand in front of it trying to sell it off. So if you bought, well done. What to do with this? Well, we can keep following it up. There's room to go up. As you can see on the weekly, we've got room. LCL on 5,500. On the daily, have we got anything at 5,500? What do I have here? LCL 1, 5,479. So 5,479. Let's just do this. Oh, it's already scale fixed. 5,479 is there. All right, so we still may have room to push up there. Not a problem. Those two levels you've got to keep in mind. Okay, so if you want to keep buying, you can do again a setup at pre-news session, like I said, 2:55 to 10 past 3 and so on. Let's take a look at Dow Jones and Nasdaq. Well, the same thing with this as well, guys. Remember what we said? We said we have a breakout on the PST. We're looking to go long. Want to go long. If you did the long, that's your Dow Jones. Well, that's your Dow Jones. Market went up right into there and sold off. Wow, look at that. That is precision. Okay, so this is good technical analysis on our behalf. Okay, so well done. to us. All right, remember we said this is your sell zone. Okay, so if the market goes up, you got to be careful for this zone, and that's the breakout on the PST. Okay, now Dow Jones is looking a bit off. Okay, this double top M shape still has room to eventuate. Impulse wave down, market going up slightly. Can this flag break down? Okay, so if you're trading the Dow Jones, so what's going to happen is, this is your impulse wave down. You got the A, B, C down, upwards, retracement, flag formation. Okay, if it breaks down this way, then what we have to do is measure the range and take it into, okay, so there, which is 37,160. all right, so that should be the measurement. It's either going to be there or slightly, let's say, lower there, okay, which is both, which are logical. Okay, because we've got gaps to fill, as you can see here. Okay, so that's how this is looking. So selling this is not a bad idea, actually. Okay, so if the market goes up into any decent place, being a daily pivot, being the daily pivot, I think we're okay to sell. Let me just check out this daily PST. 49, 38, 851, 38, 851, so it's about there. All right, so this zone is not bad. If the market comes up here into the news, then we might sell off again. So this is a harsh sell-off, as you can see, and it went below and closed below the opening. All right, so that's pretty bearish on this one. Okay, so selling might be the better option on this one. Okay, now the support is 42, which is 38,616. 38,616 is there. So we should also be breaking yesterday's lows, and if it breaks it sharply down and stays down for a bit, we should be pushing down on the smaller time frame retracements. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Righty, now remember the swing days from the Monday post. Okay, so Monday, this is Monday, right? Monday the market makes the low, keeps pushing up, and that up move can still continue, as you can see. So yesterday was also good. The weekly was broken out, beautiful place to buy it, 65, right on the dot, 18,959, 18, that level there on Monday, as you can see. Okay, 18,959. The market did 9. What did they do? 959 in any case is here, as you can see. Whoops, daisy. Right, so the market did that exactly, and just beautiful move up and never came back. Weekly PST, even on Tuesday, comes back to retest, goes up, and looks like we're going higher into Friday. What to do with this? Now we've got to be a bit careful. Let me just see if there's anything up there. So the weekly target, HCL1, is LCL1, sorry, 19,938. So 19938. Why are you doing this to me? There you go. 19938. So we still have a bit of room that the market might push up to. All right, so we could still be pushing into that, not a problem. Now there's a bit of a gap here. So with the news, remember I said with the news you got to be careful, because we're going to have like a contra move. Okay, something contra. It's like for the market, it's going to be, and it's just going to do something which is like going to backstab people. So might have a sudden pull back down. So be careful with everything. Bitcoin. Also with Bitcoin, remember I posted the swing days on Monday, and okay, so Bitcoin. All right, so we're on Thursday. That's your Monday. Remember Monday was a swing day. So Tuesday it made the high. Tuesday slumped down. Wednesday retest, pulls back. Okay, and now we're in Thursday. Now remember Thursday is also a swing day for this one. So this might push us up. No, this might push us down and break this level. So now the resistance is going to be 52, which is a price you should note down at 69,118. Okay, 69,118. Okay. 69,118. So somewhere around there. So if the market does push up, this is the first zone to be setting off to push down. Okay. Now we have all these levels from before. If you're using your ATAM anyway, you should be rocking, because you at least know where the levels are. And look, yesterday the market sold right on the PST line down. Okay, this line was the same for yesterday, and this stands. So the support is going to be 37.14. That's going to be 65,882. 65,882. All right, 65,882 plus that level is 65,600, and that's 65,600. So we should target this zone, 65,600 to this zone. This we can get rid of now. Okay, and this should be a target for us. If this breaks, that's fine, because we know where we want to go to. All right, it should also actually, if it crashes down, it could also break that zone too, which is not a bad idea. Okay, alrighty. So selling the highs are okay. Like I've been saying as well, guys, don't buy the highs, because this zone is a sell zone. If you're gonna buy, you gotta buy the lows. Okay, and expect breakouts today, because we've got breakout aspects, planets working.